What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I haven't done one of these videos in a long time. Honestly, the last time I did a video like this would have been back when One Piece came out, and Bounding in the Comics put out an article saying that the actor that was portraying, I think it was Kobe, the trans actor, was proof that One Piece was pushing transgenderism within video games. That was the last time I put out a video like this. So I do believe, at least in our space, in order to be, successful and stuff, sometimes you do got to call out the bad actions of others. And when you think they're being dum-dums, okay? Because I'll bring us first over here to, well, that Park Place. Report! Square Enix removes male and female character option from upcoming Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. Okay. Bounding in Comics. Square Enix reportedly replaces male and female option with gender neutral looks in upcoming Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. And then Smash JT. Because you're all guilty at this point. Still think we're just peddling a conspiracy? Sweet Baby Inc. partner Square Enix remove his gender from Dragon Quest III HD 2D. Yep. Sweet Baby Inc. partner Square Enix remove his gender from Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. So, yes, they've removed the gender option between male and female from your main character. That's true. That sucks. Personally, when I think of that little thing, I'm usually on the side of I don't really give a darn about that. You can at least tell what is male and what's female. Okay, that little bit I don't have a problem with. I don't have a problem with body type A, body type B. I know a lot of people do, but I personally don't. But that's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm actually talking about is the reality of Dragon Quest III HD 2D remake. And the fun fact, this game started going to production like 2 to 3 years ago. Probably like 4 to 3, to be quite honest with you, at how long it takes to make video games. Now, this was a remake. Yes, this is going to be a different version of the game prior, but you're talking still about actual game development taking about 4 to 3 years, maybe 4 to 3 years when it began production. What was going on 4 to 3 years ago? We were still at the height of wokeness in video games. We were still at the height of a lot of stuff. And a lot of people are coming out here saying, this proves that Square Enix is still woke, despite all their changes, despite everything they've been doing in the past year and a half, they're still woke. No. In fact, this is probably one of the outliers that are going to be coming out. There's still going to be tons of games that have issues that they're going to be putting out that might have something very minor like this that are going to be coming out since the transition period that has been hitting Square Enix right now. Because a lot of people, honestly, are using this as like the true clickbait grift. This is an example of true clickbait grifts going on right now. And it really, if you start, using your brain, you're like, it actually doesn't make much sense, especially because Square Enix recently received a new CEO at the beginning of this past year. Brand new CEO. They've been changing up drastically on how they're doing their whole performances, how they're changing everything around. Heck, even shareholders are starting to come out here and question, should we be involved with Sweet Baby Inc. at all? Should we be involved in companies like Sweet Baby Inc.? Because you have to remember, Forspoken, which they did not work alongside Sweet Baby Inc., but they worked alongside Black Girl Gamer, that was a disaster for Square Enix. And ever since that day, ever since the Forspoken incident, they've been drastically changing their approach when it comes to video games, when it comes to where they're going to be going with this, because that was such a royal F up for them. It cost them a lot of money. They shut down the studio, and since then, well, we'll come over here to Niche Gamer. They've had massive layoffs. They've laid off the majority of their American and European businesses. They're like their employees there. They're mainly gone. It's a skeleton crew left, and a lot of their companies over the past year and a half have actually been migrating back to Japan, focusing more on the Japan side, and they've been radically changing their business structure and the way they're going to be doing video games and making video games. Heck, come over here. They openly said this stuff. Square Enix adopts new corporate philosophy of unforgettable experiences after a disastrous 70% decline in profits and previous embrace of wokeness with games like Forspoken. They openly admitted, guys, that they were losing like 140 million losses in the upcoming quarters. Because They had all these garbage projects. They had all these projects that weren't going to be making the money, that were going to be very disastrous for them. And they were like, okay, we need to course correct right now because it's obviously not working for us. So we're going to be ditching a bunch of stuff. We're going to be taking this in a completely different direction. And we're going to be kind of not rebranding their content because it's the same brand, but we're going to be changing where our priorities are, changing what we want to be giving the customer, changing how we want to be interacting with our customer base, and give them better content. Focus on the quality side, not the quantity side. Because Square Enix for a long time there was putting something out constantly, and they didn't care about the quality. They were overlooking the quality, and then the whole wokeness stuff started happening, and they started putting out games with some more woke ideology within it. They started putting out stuff. They started having situations with censorship and stuff like that. Well, since then, you come over here, Square Enix quietly removes recruitment page bragging about censorship. They had the entire censorship board, and I can't remember what that was, that board was called, what that area was called, but they removed it, and all signs point to everybody that was a part of that group is gone now. And that whole division of the censorship of making sure everything is tasteful and things like that, all that has since been like gotten rid of. And I know we have stragglers here or there. We have situations here or there. We talked about it in regards to Tifa's, cleavage and changing stuff around and what was going on with that. Well, that's because of some of the decisions of the past were starting to impact what was going on within Remake and Rebirth right now. So these were serious things that they had to, continuity errors that came out about this. So they had to go in and start changing stuff, fixing stuff, trying to fix stuff up to make it work right. These are actual things. These are impacts from the woke disaster. And these are evidence and signs of what happens when you get into the woke disaster. You're going to have some stragglers as you're trying to get out of the woke disaster. When you're trying to remove yourself and separate from, I'm not trying to say that Sweet Baby Inc. or any of these people are actually connected right now, but when you're trying to remove yourself from the Sweet Baby Incs., the Black Girl Gamers, the Gamer X's and everything like that, when you're trying to separate yourself from that particular ideology, you're going to have stragglers. You're going to have things that are, it's too late to change out. It's too late to maybe turn off. It's going to have to come out, and we're just going to have to take the hit. That's going to be happening. That's going to be happening for many years right now. It's going to continue to happen. You're going to continue to see different examples of this happening. Let's say tomorrow, in the context of Disney, for example, let's say tomorrow, Bob Iger comes out here, says, you know what? We've been completely wrong this entire time on how we are doing all of the Marvel, Star Wars, all of our content here at Disney. You know what? Does the whole public apology, fires Kathleen Kennedy, destroys everything that they've been doing within the woke markets and stuff, and drastically tries to rebrand and fix everything and actually work on doing something good and trying to get back to quality over quantity, trying to get back to good storytelling and remove this political influences within their companies and within their stories. If that happened tomorrow, that's still not going to change some of the projects that are in development right now. You're still going to have some serious issues with projects that are in development at that point in time. And there's going to be some stragglers. There's going to be some things that are going to come out where you're like, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and accept the garbage content that is going to be coming out at this time. I'm sorry it's happening, but as we course correct, we are going to be radically trying to move away from this area. We are going to be drastically changing. We have some stragglers coming out, but you're not going to probably admit that the stragglers are going to come out, and they're going to have that in there. That's the reality of this stuff. And this is the reality of how these course corrections work. You can't stop everything. You're going to have, pieces and parts that come out still. That's not a knock on Square Enix. That's just a sign of things changing. That's a sign of there's very limited stuff here. We can't pull this out. We can't go in there and radically change this overnight or without it, basically have to rewrite thousands of lines of code. We just have to have it in there and accept it. And now this goes to, the Park Places of the world, the Bounding and Comics of the world, Smash JT. And instead of and I'm gonna be mean here. I'm gonna be really mean. Instead of using the brain that you have in your head and, you know, take into account all the context, all the things that are going on right now, everything that's been happening, and actually look at how Square Enix been moving, what's the, like, where's the wind blowing over at Square Enix, instead of taking that stuff into account, you get people that come out here and say, see the, oh my gosh, they removed the male and female function and these words from your character customization. It's the body type 1 and body type W. That means Sweet Baby Ink's involved and they're still woke and this game's bad and awful. No. No. I don't mind people being, you know, trigger happy and stuff and being like, oh my God, I'm terrified. I don't want to deal with this. I don't blame you guys for being that way, but you also have to realize where the wind's been blowing. You have to realize, where is this company moving? How has this been moving? Like, different context aspects to all these situations, so that when you do see this come out, you're like, yeah, it sucks. Not a fan of it being in there. Me personally, don't really give a darn. I find this as like the lowest level of all the stuff. But on the other side of all this, we do know that they are trying to change course. They're radically trying to change course. Like right now, they have a brand new CEO that just got in roughly about February or so. And this is probably a straggler project that they just didn't have enough time to get in there and actually change everything up without having such a long, like, pushback time. Like, there's a bunch of answers to why this is still there amidst everything, and it's not Sweet Baby Inc. that's doing all this. In fact, that's even worse, that Smash JT tried to link this all to Sweet Baby Inc. because Sweet Baby Inc. isn't there anymore, and all the companies that did work alongside you know, Sweet Baby Inc. at Square Enix have actually been shut down and are basically using a skeleton crew now to do basically nothing. That's my take on all this. This is my situation, all this, and I do find it very depressing to see people still going out there and trying to link certain things together without not being able to see the forest through the trees is ultimately what's going on here. Not being able to see, like, what's actually going on and just see one little moment and go like, oh my God, it's bad. That's something that I do get annoyed with, and I do find, hey, you need to call out your own side when you think they're doing wrong as well. But I'm gonna leave it there. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video go live, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.